Hello and welcome students in my video lecture series on the subject of botany. And in today's lecture we will focus on the botany of class 11. And in the previous lectures we have reached up to the level of gymnosperms. We have in fact completed gymnosperms. And in today's lecture we'll focus about angiosperms, the most and the complex type of plants, which we also called as flowering plants. So today's topic is angiosperms. As I told you earlier that angiosperms are most complex and advanced plants. All angiosperms are most complex and advanced plants. The reason is that because they possess well developed plant body. So the first point is, पहला पॉइंट है कि एंजियोस्पर्म्स में वेल डेवलप्ड प्लांट बॉडी होती है. इसका मतलब होता है एंजियोस्पर्म्स के अंदर प्रॉपर रूट सिस्टम होता है और प्रॉपर शूट सिस्टम होता है. शूट सिस्टम के अंदर वी आर हैविंग प्रॉपर सिस्टम, वी आर हैविंग प्रॉपर लीव्स and we are having proper reproductive structures. So the angiosperms are most complex and advanced plants because of the reason that they possess well developed plant body. Second thing is that they possess vascular bundles. They possess in fact well developed vascular bundles. We have seen that we were having vascular bundles right from pteridophytes through gymnosperms, and now we are having vascular bundles, the xylem and phloem, in case of angiosperms also. But so far as the case of angiosperms is concerned, we are having the most advanced and well developed type of vascular bundles in case of angiosperms. It means that in case of xylem, all cells of xylem are present. For example, we are having vessels, we are having tracheids, we are having xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. All types of xylem cells are present in case of angiosperms. And similarly, in case of phloem, we are having sieve tubes. In angiosperms, we are having companion cells in angiosperms, while as the companion cells were absent in case of gymnosperms. Similarly, we are having the phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. And third important point is that why angiosperms are the most complex and advanced plants, because they possess a proper reproductive structure, proper and well developed reproductive structure or unit structure formed by the modification of shoot. So the unique feature of angiosperms के अंदर ये है कि इनके अंदर एक प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर होता है फॉर द प्रोसेस ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन, एंड दैट स्ट्रक्चर इज कॉल्ड एज फ्लावर. हमने अभी तक जिम्नोस्पर्म्स के अंदर फ्लावर नहीं देखा, हमने टेरिडोफाइट्स के अंदर फ्लावर नहीं देखा. अगर कोई प्लांट है जिसके पास फ्लावर्स है वो एंजियोस्पर्म्स है. तो हमने इसीलिए मैंने बताया कि एंजियोस्पर्म्स के अंदर एक प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर होता है, एक खास स्ट्रक्चर होता है फॉर द प्रोसेस ऑफ sexual reproduction, for the process of reproduction to take place. That structure is called as flower, and this flower is actually a modified shoot. Remember, this flower has developed from a shoot. It was actually a shoot, but this shoot has now, its functions have now changed. It has now got some specialized functions to carry out the process of sexual reproduction. Now this structure is called as flower. So the first point is clear that angiosperms are the most complex and advanced plants because of the three important reasons. The first reason is that they possess well-developed plant body. That means that all angiosperms have well-developed roots, well-developed shoots, well-developed citium, well-developed leaves. Second point is that angiosperms are most complex and advanced plants because they possess well-developed vascular bundles. Their xylem and phloem has all the cells. None of the cell is absent in case of angiosperms, as was earlier seen in case of gymnosperms. Third point, why most angiosperms are most complex and advanced plants is because of a reason that they possess a proper structure for the process of reproduction. This structure is known as flower, and this flower is actually developed by the developed from the shoot through certain modifications. The shoot undergoes certain modifications, and because of those modifications in the shoot, it gets transformed into a reproductive structure. That reproductive structure is called as flower. So you have understood, आपने समझ लिया कि एंजियोस्पर्म सबसे कॉम्प्लेक्स और एडवांस्ड प्लांट्स क्यों है. मैंने आपको लास्ट क्लास में बताया कि अगर हम लिटरल मीनिंग वर्ड जिम्नोस्पर्म्स की देखेंगे तो क्या डेफिनेशन बनती है. इसी तरह जो वर्ड एंजियोस्पर्म है, वर्ड एंजियोस्पर्म जो है, word angiosperm has been derived from two Greek words. One is angion, another is sperma. Angion means enclosed or protected. Sperma means seeds. So, if we see the literal meaning of the word angiosperm, it means that all those plants which possess seeds, which bear seeds, which produce seeds, but those seeds are well protected. They are well enclosed in a special structure. That structure is called as fruit. मैंने आपको last time बताया एंजियोस्पर्म्स में जिम्नोस्पर्म्स के अंदर वेल प्रोटेक्टेड सीड्स नहीं होते हैं. जिम्नोस्पर्म्स के अंदर सीड्स होते हैं, बट दे आर नॉट प्रोटेक्टेड, दे आर नॉट एनक्लोज्ड because of the reason that gymnosperms, they do not produce fruit. Why they do not produce fruit? Because they do not have ovary. While as in case of angiosperms, we do have seeds. Those seeds are well protected. They are inside a special structure that is called as fruit. We know that this fruit always develops from the ovary. So it means that angiosperms have ovary in their flower. एंजियोस्पर्म्स के फ्लावर में ओवरी होती है. ओवरी के अंदर एव्यूल्स होते हैं. लास्ट टाइम मैंने आपको समझाया एव्यूल्स जो है रिप्रोडक्शन के बाद, फर्टिलाइजेशन के बाद कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं सीड के अंदर, जो ओवरी होती है वो कन्वर्ट होती है फ्रूट के अंदर. तो इसलिए मैंने बोला एंजियोस्पर्म्स जो है ये भी सीड बेयरिंग प्लांट्स है, ये स्पर्मेटोफाइट्स है. बट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एंजियोस्पर्म्स एंड जिम्नोस्पर्म्स इज दैट इन केस ऑफ जिम्नोस्पर्म्स द सीड्स आर born unprotected, while as in case of angiosperms the seeds are always born protected. The seeds are always enclosed inside the fruits because the angiosperms have ovary in their reproductive structure, the flower. So remember that एंजियोस्पर्म सीड्स जो है, the seeds of angiosperms are protected / born inside the fruits. Or we can simply say that the seeds of angiosperms are produced inside the, they are developed inside the fruits. I told you that angiosperms जो है, angiosperms remember are also known as, इनका दूसरा नाम है, they are also called as flowering plants. Remember, एंजियोस्पर्म्स आर आल्सो कॉल्ड एज फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स. एंजियोस्पर्म्स का दूसरा नाम फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स है बिकॉज दे प्रोड्यूस ए स्पेशल स्ट्रक्चर. दैट स्ट्रक्चर इज कॉल्ड एज फ्लावर. रिमेंबर व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स. दे प्रोड्यूस ए स्पेशल स्ट्रक्चर दैट इज कॉल्ड एज फ्लावर. दिस फ्लावर इज मेंट फॉर द प्रोसेस ऑफ सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन and this flower is, it is basically a modified shoot, meant for the process of sexual reproduction. Remember, the purpose of a flower is to carry out the process of sexual reproduction. This flower is basically developed from shoot through certain modifications. That is why I have written here that, remember, flower is basically a modified shoot meant for the process of sexual reproduction, and in case of angiosperms. And if you see a flower, I have drawn a diagram of a flower. See, this is the diagram of a flower. This is the diagram of a flower. If you see the vertical section of a flower, or if you see the vertical section of a flower, you will see the structure of a flower like this. That means that अगर आप एक फ्लावर का स्ट्रक्चर देखेंगे वर्टिकल सेक्शन में, आपको क्या मिलेगा? यू विल गेट 4 वर्ल्स. यू विल गेट 4 वर्ल्स. आपको 4 वर्ल्स मिलेंगे फ्लावर में. चार वर्ल्स मिलेंगे. आउटर मोस्ट वर्ल, फ्लावर के सबसे बाहर जो वर्ल होती है, दैट वर्ल इज कॉल्ड एज कैलेक्स. Remember, I am talking about whorl. Whorl is combination of something, and the outermost whorl of a flower is called as calyx, and each unit of a whorl is called as sepal. Remember, and this sepal is green in color. आप फ्लावर के सबसे बाहर छोटे छोटे पत्तियां देखते हो, छोटे छोटे लीफ लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स देखते हो. उन लीफ लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स का कलर ग्रीन होता है, और हर किसी ऐसे पत्ते को हम बोलते हैं सेपल, और सारे ऐसे पत्ते ग्रीन स्ट्रक्चर्स को हम बोलते हैं कैलेक्स. सो फ्लावर हैज 4 वर्ल्स. रिमेंबर, वर्ल इज कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ, ग्रुप ऑफ, combination of or group of something. Group of sepals is called as calyx. So the whorl is called as calyx. Each unit of calyx is called as sepal. Each sepal is green in color, and it is, what is the function of sepal? Its function is to carry out the process of protection. सेपल्स का काम है, ये प्रोटेक्ट करता है. जब फ्लावर खुला नहीं होता है तो तब फ्लावर के जो सारे वर्ल जो होते हैं बंद होते हैं, उनको बाहर से ग्रीन कवरिंग होती है. वो ग्रीन कवरिंग बेसिकली होती है सेपल्स की. मैं फिर से दोहराता हूं, एंजियोस्पर्म्स की खास बात है वो फ्लावर्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. फ्लावर्स जो है दे आर मॉडिफाइड शूट्स. ये मॉडिफाइड शूट है जिनका मकसद है टू कैरी आउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. ईच फ्लावर हैज 4 वर्ल्स. द फर्स्ट वर्ल, आउटर मोस्ट वर्ल इज कॉल्ड एज कैलेक्स, एंड ईच, रिमेंबर, वर्ल इज कॉम्बिनेशन और ग्रुप ऑफ समथिंग, एंड द वर्ल इज कैलेक्स. ईच unit of calyx is called as sepal. Sepal is green in color, and it performs the function of protection. That is, it protects the flower during bud condition. Remember, the second whorl is called as Corolla. And each unit of Corolla is called as petal. And petals are variously colored. VC मैंने लिखा. Petals are variously colored. Different plants have different coloration of petals. Some plants have white colored petals, some plants have purple colored petals, some plants have pink colored petals, some plants have red colored plants, and so on. It means that petals have different coloration. They are variously colored. And all petals in a flower form a whorl. That whorl is called as corolla. Remember, what is the function of these petals? they attraction, they are meant for attraction, they attract insect pollinators. याद रखना petals का मकसद है they attract pollinators because insect, particularly insects, those insects are always attracted towards colors. So जब ये attract करते हैं insects को, those insects then carry out the process of pollination, means that they carry out the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. This is the process of pollination. So the corolla जो है ये दूसरा whorl है, outermost whorl जो है calyx है, कैलेक्स के यूनिट को हम सेपल बोलते हैं, सेपल्स ग्रीन होते हैं, सेपल्स का काम होता है ये फ्लावर को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं बर्ड कंडीशन के दौरान। दूसरा वर्ल जो है करोला, करोला के यूनिट को हम पेटल बोलते हैं और हर किसी पेटल का जो पेटल्स जो है इनकी डिफरेंट कलरेशन होती है, वेरियसली कलर्ड होते हैं ये, इनका काम है टू अट्रैक्ट द इंसेक्ट्स फॉर द प्रोसेस ऑफ पॉलिनेशन। एंड थर्ड वर्ल is called as sepal. Third whorl is called as androecium. Third whorl is called as androecium, and each unit of androecium is called as stamen. And remember, stamens are male units. They are male units, or they represent the male reproductive part, male units of flower. A male reproductive part of a flower. Remember, stamen represents the male reproductive part, a male reproductive unit of a flower. So remember all the stamens. See here, this is a flower. These are 4 whorls. This is whorl number 1. I will write here 1 and 1 because they are both sepals. They together form whorl number 1. Then there is 2 and 2. They are both petals. All petals in a flower form, very good. They form corolla. They form second whorl. This is whorl number 3. This is unit of whorl number 3. This is another unit of whorl number 3. Each unit of whorl 3 androecium is called as stamen. This is one stamen. This is another stamen. All stamens in a flower are collectively called as androecium, or they collectively form a third whorl. That whorl is called as, androecium. Since the stamen is the male unit of a flower, so jo androecium hai, it is the male whorl. Remember, androecium is then the male whorl of the flower, while a stamen is the male unit of the flower. If you see the structure of a stamen, this is the structure of a stamen. मैंने यहाँ से निकाला है. This is the structure of a stamen. Each stamen has a long stalk. That stalk is called as filament. उसको हम बोलते हैं filament. हर किसी stamen का मेल यूनिट का एक लॉन्ग स्टॉक होता है. उस स्टॉक को हम बोलते हैं फिलामेंट, और स्टॉक के ऊपर एक एक्सपेंडेड स्वोलन रीजन होता है. उस एक्सपेंडेड स्वोलन रीजन को हम बोलते हैं एंथर. उसको हम बोलते हैं एंथर. एंथर जो है ये फर्टाइल पार्ट है. दिस इज द फर्टाइल मेल पार्ट. while as filament is sterile male part of stamen. Sterile male part of the stamen means that filament का कोई रोल नहीं है in the process of sexual reproduction. That is why any structure which has no involvement, which does not play any role in the process of direct role in the process of sexual reproduction, that structure is called as sterile. While as any structure that is associated with the process of reproduction directly, उसको हम बोलते हैं fertile. तो एंथर मैंने बोला fertile male part है, while as filament जो है sterile male part है. ये स्टेमिन के 2 पार्ट हैं. मैंने आपको बताया स्टेमिन जो है ये मेल वो यूनिट है. काफी सारे स्टेमिन एक फ्लावर के अंदर मेल वर्ल बनाते हैं. उस मेल वर्ल का नाम है एंड्रोइशियम. याद रखना, एंड्रोइशियम इज द मेल वर्ल and each unit of the male whorl is called as stamen. So stamen is the male unit. Each stamen has 2 parts, a filament, a stalk-like structure known as filament, and terminal expanded region known as anther. This anther is fertile male part while as filament is sterile male part. Why this anther is fertile male part? It is the production of pollen grains. Pollen grains, and these pollen grains then in turn produce male gametes, 2 male gametes. ये pollen grains बाद में बनाते हैं 2 male gametes. याद रखना, it is the anther inside which the pollen grains are produced. Those pollen grains later on give rise to 2 male gametes. याद रखना, चौथी जो whorl है, 4th whorl जो है, that is called as gynoecium. Yeah, gynoecium. It is the female whorl. Androecium is the male whorl. Gynoecium is the female whorl. Each unit of gynoecium is called as carpel. Remember, it is called as carpel or it is called as pistil. Remember, carpel or pistil is the female unit. It is the female unit of the flower. While as gynoecium is the female whorl of a flower. Remember, in a gynoecium there are more than one carpels. So one or more than one carpels or pistils form a gynoecium. One or more than one stamens in a flower form androecium. One or more than one petals in a flower form corolla. One and more than one sepal in a flower form calyx. Female unit of a flower. Carpel is also female unit of a flower. While as carpel या pistil के 3 हिस्से होते हैं. एक बेसल स्वोलन रीजन का नाम ओवरी होता है और टॉप पे एक टर्मिनल एक्सपेंडेड प्लेट लाइक और डिस्क लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं सिटिग्मा. इस टर्मिनल सिटिग्मा, ये जो भी प्लेट लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है, ये कनेक्टेड होता है, ये जुड़ा हुआ होता है ओवरी के साथ through a tube-like structure. That tube-like structure is called as style. What is the function of this stigma? Is that it receives pollen grains. Male part या stamen से, male unit से जब anther से pollen grains निकलेंगे, those pollen grains they will land on the stigma. They will germinate on the stigmatic surface and will produce a tube-like structure. That tube-like structure passes through the style. वो ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर जिसको हम बोलते हैं पोलन ट्यूब से बनता है, पोलन से बनता है ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, इसीलिए बोलते हैं उसको पोलन ट्यूब. उस पोलन ट्यूब के अंदर 2 मेल गेमीट्स होते हैं. वो पोलन ट्यूब एंटर करता है थ्रू स्टाइल इनटू द ओवरी, और ओवरी के अंदर हमें क्या होता है, मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम जिम्नोस्पर्म्स में भी बताया, ओवरी के अंदर एव्यूल्स होते हैं और ये पोलन ट्यूब्स जो है ये इन्हीं एव्यूल्स में घुस जाते हैं टू कैरी आउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन, टू कैरी आउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ सिनगेमी एंड फर्टिलाइजेशन, टू कैरी आउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. याद रखना, मैंने आपको बताया हर किसी कार्पल या पिस्टल के 3 हिस्से होते हैं, 3 भाग होते हैं. एक टर्मिनल एक्सपेंडेड रीजन होता है, टर्मिनल एक्सपेंडेड पैलेट लाइक स्ट्रक्चर नोन एज स्टिग्मा. बेसल swollen part of the carpel or pistil is called as ovary. In between this stigma and ovary is a connecting tube. That tube is called as style. What is the function of stigma? It acts as a receptive site. Remember, it receives pollen grains. It acts as a receptive site. ये रिसीव करता है, पोलन ग्रेन्स इसी के ऊपर लैंड करते हैं. और दूसरी बात, पोलन ग्रेन्स जब इसके ऊपर लैंड करते हैं, दोज पोलन ग्रेन्स दे जर्मिनेट. How they germinate, that is not our today's topic. That we will discuss in reproduction, embryology in class 12th. रिप्रोडक्शन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स हमारे पास एक यूनिट है क्लास 12th में, वो वहां पे हम डिस्कस करेंगे. फिलहाल आप ये इतना याद रखेंगे, स्टिग्मा इज द रिसेप्टिव साइट. इट रिसीव्स पोलन ग्रेन्स. 1, it is the place where these pollen grains germinate. What does we mean by pollen germination? It means that pollens जो है, they produce a tube-like structure. That tube is called as pollen tube. This pollen tube carries male gametes through style into the ovary, where inside ovary ovules are present. These pollen tubes then enter into the ovules to effect the process of fertilization. And remember the 4 whorls of a flower. Remember the units of each whorl. We are having 4 whorls of a flower. The outermost whorl calyx, then second whorl, corolla, then androecium, third whorl, then gynoecium, female whorl. See, calyx and corolla, they do not directly take part in the process of reproduction. इन दोनों का काम डायरेक्टली प्रोसेस ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन में नहीं है. एक प्रोटेक्शन का काम करता है, एक पॉलिनेटर्स को अट्रैक्ट करते हैं, इसीलिए इनको बोलते हैं एसेसरी वर्ल्स. नीट में पूछा जाएगा विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज एसेसरी वर्ल. नॉन एसेंशियल. एसेसरी मीन्स नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल ऑफ ए फ्लावर. अगर किसी फ्लावर में सेपल या पेटल ना भी हो, उसके बगैर भी वो फ्लावर के अंदर प्रोसेस ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन हो सकती है. इसीलिए मैंने बोला कैलेक्स और करोला को हम बोलते हैं एसेसरी वर्ल्स, नॉन एसेंशियल वर्ल्स ऑफ ए फ्लावर. while as to carry out the process of sexual reproduction, both male and female whorls are important. Both presence of male unit and female unit is utmost important. So this androecium and gynoecium, they are called as necessary whorls. They are called as necessary. Accessory का opposite हो गया necessary. They are called as necessary whorls. और they are also called as, मैंने यहाँ पे बोला non essential, ये यहाँ पे मैं बोलूंगा essential whorls of a flower. Remember, androecium male whorl, gynoecium female whorl, they are the necessary whorls. They are the essential whorls of a flower, because without these whorls, the process of sexual reproduction, the purpose of a flower is nothing. The process of fertilization, the process of reproduction will not take place. Calyx and corolla, they are called as accessory whorls. They are called accessory whorls because without them, the process of reproduction, the purpose of a flower can be served by androecium and gynoecium. It means that they are not very essential for the process of reproduction. That is why they are called as accessory whorls, while as androecium and gynoecium, they are called as necessary whorls, or they are called as essential whorls of a flower. Remember, the unit of calyx is sepal. Calyx is whorl. Unit is sepal. Each sepal is green. They carry out the process of protection. They protect a flower during bud condition. Remember, they protect a flower during bud condition. Second whorl is corolla. Corolla का जो unit है उसको petal बोलते हैं. Petals variously colored होते हैं. इनका काम होता है to attract insect pollinators. Androecium is the male reproductive whorl. Each unit is called as stamen. Each stamen serves as a male unit. Each stamen has two parts. One is the basal filament, tube-like structure known as filament. Terminal expanded region, that is called as anther. Filament is the sterile male part, while as the anther is fertile male part of a flower. Why anther is fertile male part of a flower? Because it produces pollen grains. Those pollen grains later on produce two male gametes. Similarly, gynoecium, female whorl of a flower. Each unit of gynoecium is called as carpel or pistil. And if you see, each carpel or pistil has three parts. Basal swollen region known as ovary. This ovary has inside ovary are present ovules. Remember, inside ovary are present ovules. Then there is a terminal expanded disc-like structure that is called as stigma. In between stigma and ovary is a connecting tube that is called as style. So remember, and I forget to tell you at the beginning that actually flower has a stalk. Flower has a stalk. जिस तरह एक पत्ते का स्टॉक, लीफ का एक स्टॉक होता है, the stalk of a leaf is called as petiole. Similarly, the stalk, each flower has a stalk. Each flower has a stalk, and that stalk is called as pedestal. There are some exceptions where pedestal is absent that we will discuss in our morphology part. When we focus on the morphology, that we will focus on this morphology part in a few days. And in today's lecture, that is, we will not discuss that part, but you should remember that each flower has a stalk. That stalk is called as pedestal. फ्लावर के स्टॉक को हम पेडिसल बोलते हैं, लीफ के स्टॉक को पीटियोल बोलते हैं. याद रखना, द स्टॉक ऑफ द लीफ इज कॉल्ड एज पीटियोल, while as the stalk of a flower is called as pedestal. This is the stalk of the flower that is called as pedestal, and at the top of this pedestal is expanded terminally. At the apex of this pedestal is a terminal expanded region. That terminal expanded region is called as thalamus, or this is also called as receptacle. Remember, what is this thalamus or receptacle? It is basically part of pedestal. ये pedestal का हिस्सा है that has been expanded, जो expand हुआ है to bear. Purpose क्या है? Why it has expanded? Why thalamus is expanded? Why receptacle is expanded? To bear all the reproductive whorls. Because it is this structure on which bears all 4 reproductive whorls of a flower. Remember, all 4 whorls of a flower, in fact. So pedestal is the stalk of a flower. At the top, this pedestal expands to form a superficial structure. That superficial structure is called as thalamus, और thalamus का दूसरा नाम receptacle है. Why this pedestal expands terminally? The purpose is to bear the reproductive whorls, the calyx, the corolla, the androecium and the gynoecium. So thalamus के ऊपर ये सारे reproductive whorls जो है ये arise होते हैं. याद रखना, आज के लेक्चर में हम यहां तक हमने डिस्कस किया. दूसरे लेक्चर में हम देखेंगे किस तरह प्रोसेस ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन एंजियोस्पर्म्स में होती है और एंजियोस्पर्म्स की क्या इकोनॉमिक इंपॉर्टेंस है. I hope that you have understood the points which I have highlighted in today's lecture. Thank you one and all for watching my video lecture. Thank you.